Do you think Tecca is doing what Yachty thought he was doing for the underground? Yeah. So everybody was getting mad at me on Twitter for saying Tecca is the godfather of the underground. Now, I'm not discrediting anybody who, like Doo-Wop Kane. I know like he's supposedly like the grandfather, but I said godfather. There's a difference. Now, you cannot deny Doo-Wop Kane, grandfather of a lot of these underground rappers here, okay? From like the 2016, 2017 era, he been here in the SoundCloud era. This is his shit. A lot of these rappers would not be here without him and Plug and B, all that, right? However, I was just saying that Lil Tecca is putting on a lot of these rappers shit. He even like produced Sofago, Knock Knock. He's like helping put on Baby Santana. I don't know what his other affiliations are specifically, but he has like this group like First Class Angels or Angelic, and like Young Fazo's in there, Baby Santana's in there. I don't know who else is in there. Only Bino. There's a bunch of people. Lil Benny. A lot of these artists Lil Tecca helps put on because he just fucks with the underground. And I think Lil Tecca, I guess if you're talking about Lil Yachty putting on the Flint rap, like Detroit or whatever it was called, not Detroit, Michigan flow, Lil Tecca kind of does that for the underground. So Lil Yachty is just kind of in his own subsector, whereas Lil Tecca's in this underground sector that we talk about a lot with like SSG Kobe, Sofago, shit like that. And even Sofago said it in his Kids Take Over interview. He's like, he said something about like Lil Tecca like putting on a lot of people and producing for his track Knock Knock, which ended up going Lyrical Lemonade. Yeah, Angelic is a lot of fire artists. Pasto Flaco, Lil Tecca put on. Lil Tecca put on a lot of people. A lot of people. You can probably find any of these. I think he even produced for like Summers and shit, right? Let's go through YouTube real quick. Summers and Lil Tecca, 7 months ago. Autumn and Lil Tecca, 11 months ago. So Lil Tecca, like, he blew up however many years ago with Ransom, and then he just like was helping out everybody else. But yeah, Tecca's for the culture. And no, Young Fazo is hard as fuck. Pause. He's like 14 in the XXL, like the real list I was talking about. We can go through his stats. Y'all want to see this shit? We're just talking strictly numbers here. And if you see the trajectory of some of these artists who are blowing up as we speak, Baby Santana was at like fucking 90K the other day. Young Fazo was at like 9K a month ago, bro, and now he's at 28K. 55K views on a video that he dropped, what, June 5th, like 2 weeks ago? That's a lot, dude. And then look, Baby Santana with Antisocial, he's been blowing up like crazy. He's at 98K. So you can't deny this underground wave. Is he Middle Eastern? I don't know. I just know that Young Fazo is a brown boy. He's like Lil Nav. He got an ego. What did Baby Santana do to you, bro? Yeah, see, Lil Tecca produced for SSG Kobe as well. I cannot believe there's people clowning Pierre Bourne for flopping. He literally did good for how many of people listen to him. Yeah, people just don't give Pierre Bourne the respect he deserves. And honestly, look, it's all about comparing yourself to your last album. Pierre Bourne, TLOP5 Deluxe, sold 6.5K first week. And if you think about it, that's still a lot of fucking streams. And it's not like Pierre Bourne's getting a lot of playlisting. It's all basically just him. He got his own label, Sauce House. I'm sure he just knows that he has a dedicated fan base and he's still making bread. Like 1,500 streams times how many albums? 16K, right? So he still got 24 million streams in a matter of a week on TLOP5 on one album. Not to mention how many streams he probably got residually from all of his other shit. If just for like say Spotify, let's average out how much money he would have gotten from 24 million, and plus he's producing all of it, so he's getting a big cut of it, or times 0.0045 just off Spotify, even though Apple Music pays more, so it's going to be more than this number. But he would have made 100,000 in a fucking week, 108,000. So who cares? He's selling more than Smoke Perp, you know? And Smoke Perp likely getting a lot of help from the label. He had to fucking go on an interview, do that Tim Westwood freestyle, shit like that. Once Pierre called out Interscope for not letting him drop. Yeah, I just think that Pierre Bourne, again, doesn't get the respect he deserves. He doesn't have the priority for the major label because they know that he's predominantly a producer. He makes way more money as a producer. But something I learned this past week is that like producers actually get only like 3% of the royalties for a song or like a major label placement, because like the artist will get like 18% or roughly, and then the label will get the rest so they can pay like overhead and shit like that. But the producer only gets 3%, and it's out of that 18%. So the artist will like take away 15% and then pay off their manager and shit like that. But then again, producers can drop, like, if you're hot like Pierre Bourne or Metro Boomin, pause, not like that, then you can just drop, like, imagine how many songs Metro Boomin dropped whenever he was hot, like 2015, I don't know when it was, like with Future, Drake. Like, he was making hella placements, earning hella bread, and he charged Trippy 80K for a beat. Yeah, so a lot of times also producers get like a flat upfront fee before they're paid off. So essentially it's like an advance that a label will give an artist. So say Trippy Red wants a Pierre beat, he'll pay 80K or however much it is, the homie discount if it's Cardi, and then you'll accumulate 50 or 80K amount of streams, worth of streams, before you start splitting the percentages and royalties, if that makes any sense. So that the producer just like gets his bag first. But it also takes a little bit to get the money because labels are slow. So apparently like people, I don't know, it takes like 9 months or something like that before people are paid for the royalties. So that's why they want the upfront fee first. The sauce tax. SSG Kobe got fake YouTube views. He a goofy lookup like ratio in his videos compared to other underground artists. I don't know about that one. Is he signed though? It's a real question. If SSG Kobe is signed, likely they're running ads on his videos. Now look at this, 25K likes for 580K. That's not bad, bro. That doesn't look fake at all. Let's see if he's it'll show right here. Okay, STEM Distributions LLC. He's definitely signed, but like, is it known yet is the real question. All right, so I'm on Calabasas. I'm going to credits. Field Trip Records. What the fuck is Field Trip Records? Texaco says new underground artists who are signing like Baby Santana, Cash Dami, SSG Kobe, and so on are getting really bad deals and getting taken advantage of. What do you think about that? Didn't Texaco beef with Cash Dami for signing? Because Texaco was saying like, yo, you signed, like you're an industry plan or something like that. I don't know the details, so bear with me if I was wrong. But Cash Dami dissed him in a track. It was a pretty good song too, and he was like, I'm signed to fucking Republic, bitch, which is a label that's swooping up a lot of newer talent. I don't know if they're getting a bad deal, but they probably have been signed for a bit. Labels now, they're in the business of looking at artists when they're really young, and by young I don't mean like age, I mean like followers and engagement. They're probably looking at artists that are at like 10,000 followers, like say for example like Fayzo, right? He had like 9K followers. I don't think Fayzo was signed, by the way, but I'm just saying they're looking at these people like, oh, he's getting like 1,000 likes for like 3,000 followers. And then labels are already like, oh shit, this dude's about to blow up, let's scoop him up, because they probably don't know their own worth. They don't know that they're about to blow up, because honestly, follower count doesn't even matter. It's all about engagement, as I've said in a couple videos, where like the Instagram algorithm, SoundCloud algorithm, if they see like everybody who follows you fucks with you heavy, it'll start pushing that shit to like the main page, explore page, and you'll be exploding. Same thing with like YouTube, everything. So that's what labels are doing nowadays. I don't know if people are getting a bad deal. I know like people are getting like hundreds of thousands of dollars in advance, like Sofago, like with Travis Scott, but I don't know about the other people. And if they blew up and they're like getting money, then how do we know it's a bad deal? And how does Texaco know it's a bad deal? How does he know the terms and conditions? Texaco and Dami beef, I think, is fake. Nah, I think Cash Dami was a little bit offended, because once the underground finds out that artists are signed, it like makes it a little bit weird, because underground artists, as y'all know, they don't want their fucking artists, their favorite artists, to blow up and go mainstream, because then all these like TikTok fans and like mainstream fans that are like casual, you know, they're not as hardcore, they don't know as much information about that artist, so they get pissed off and they don't like the community anymore. So then they move on to the next underground artist that nobody knows about, and it's just like a cycle. So a lot of these artists try to maintain a status of unsigned for as long as possible. So if Texaco tried to expose that Cash Dami was signed, then I bet you that beef was real. If I was an artist who just got signed, I'd be pissed too. You know? Do you think artists like Sofago and SSG Kobe chose not to go to XXL? Nah. I think Sofago and SSG Kobe will be on next year's XXL, given that they maintain like their status as like the kings of the underground. Cochise will probably be on it too, again, if he maintains this status, because I feel like XXL is like Madden or 2K, where it's like, actually Madden or 2K, they're like a year ahead. So XXL is the reverse of that shit. So they're like a year behind. If we're in 2021 right now, they're doing the XXL Freshman of 2020 or even like 2019, bro. And I also feel like XXL they have to sell copies of magazines. And as much as the underground, like we think it's pretty big, it ultimately is not that big. Like the biggest person is Sofago, and it's got like, what, 400,000 followers, something like that right now. Whereas Pooh Shiesty got like millions. And then they spread out the XXL Freshman of all these like pretty well-known people who got pretty hot singles, at least like one song that's popping like millions of streams. Whereas the underground, like SSG Kobe, Sofago, whatever, Cochise, only like the top 3 or whatever, 4 have singles that are like up, you know? So that's why XXL waits a year to make sure that the freshmen are actually solidified. You feel me? But nah, every year on this YouTube channel and my Twitch, we're gonna make our own XXL, because this new XXL just ain't hype anymore, you know? Ever since like 2016, 2017, although last year's wasn't that bad either.